Unit 6, Day 4, still solving quadratic equations. But we're going to focus on the quadratic formula today. So the nice thing about the quadratic formula is it can be used to solve any quadratic equation, okay? But in order to use the quadratic formula, one of the most important things here is one side must be 0 in order to use that quadratic formula. So if one side's not 0, we got to do a little bit of algebra to move stuff around to make one side 0, okay? So everything is going to be written in that form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, okay? And we're going to use this formula, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so we're going to use that. We're just going to plug in a, b, and c, follow the order of operations, and then we're good to go. Okay, so in the first one here, x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0. First thing, one side is 0, so that part's done. Then we identify a, b, and c. So a is 1, b is 5, c is negative 3. Okay, so our quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So we're just going to plug in a, b, and c. So b, we go negative 5 plus or minus 5 squared minus 4 times a is 1, c is negative 3, all over 2 times a. Okay, so that'd give us negative 5. Order of operations. Simplify the stuff underneath the square root first. So we go 25 minus 4 times 1 times negative 3. Okay, so we have 25 minus 4 times 1 is 4 times negative 3 is negative 12 all over 2. 2 times 1, right? And then negative 5 plus or minus 25 minus negative 12. So it'd be 25 plus 12. So it'd be 37 over 2. Okay, and if we check, we can't divide anything out. We can't simplify the square root of 37. So there's our answer right there. Negative 5 plus or minus square root of 37 all over 2. Okay, and number 2. First thing, one side has to be 0. So we've got to subtract this 8 over to make that right side 0. Oops. Okay, and then again, a in this case is 1, b negative 3, and c negative 8. So we fill in our formula. We go negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So negative negative 3 would be positive 3 plus or minus negative 3 squared, positive 9. Be careful. Anytime you square a number, you're getting a positive number. Minus, we can multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. All over 2. 3 plus or minus 9 minus negative 32. That'd be 9 plus 32, so that'd be 41 over 2. If we look, we can't take the square root of 41. There's no factors that are perfect squares. We can't divide anything out. So, boom, there's our answer right there. Okay? Now for number 3, same stuff. One side is 0. So, let's identify A is 3, B is negative 4, and C is negative 2. So if we throw this stuff in here, we go negative, negative 4, plus or minus negative 4 squared minus 4 times a is 3. C is negative 2. All over 2 times a, so 2 times 3. So that would turn to positive 4. Negative 4 squared is positive 16 minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times negative 2 is negative 24. All over 2 times 3, so all over 6. So 4 plus or minus 16 minus negative 24. So 16 plus 24 is 40. Okay, now we'd look to simplify first. So 40 we can break down into 4 times 10. So we can say this is 4 plus or minus square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 10 all over 6. Okay. Now, in order for us to divide out a number, we got to be able to divide it out of everything in the top. Okay. So out of 4, 2, and 6. Okay, we can divide out a 2. So we can turn that into a 3, that into a 2, that into a 1. So we could say this is 2 plus or minus 1 square root of 10 all over 3. Okay, and you can put the 1 in there, you don't have to, but that's what we're doing. In order to divide, it's got to be divisible by everything in the top. Okay, we can't just divide it by one of the numbers in the top. Okay. And then for number 4, a little bit of work to do here. We got to actually multiply this out first. So remember, we got to distribute the x to everything. And then distribute the 3 to everything. Okay, so if we combine these like terms, that'd be plus 2x minus 3 equals 5. Okay, now we got to make one side 0. Plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. Okay, so now a is 1, b is 2, c is negative 8. So as we go through here, negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So that would be 4 minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32 all over 2. So 4 minus negative 32 would be 4 plus 32, which is 36 all over 2. So negative 2 plus or minus 36 is a perfect square, so that's actually just 6 over 2. Okay, so now since there is no square root left, we can keep simplifying this thing. So what we can do is we can say that this is negative 2 plus 6 over 2, and negative 2 minus 6 over 2. So negative 2 plus 6 would be 4 over 2. So we would get x equals 2 for that guy. And then negative 6 minus 2 would be negative 8 over 2. So we would get x equals negative 4 for that guy. Okay, so sometimes it will work out to where you can just get whole numbers like that, integers. If that's the case, that means it could have been factored in the beginning. But that's what we're working with the quadratic formula. Okay, so try out that stuff. Let us know if you have any questions on the homework.